Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here
What's
today.
up, yo?
How you doing? It's I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, here with my boy Superjaz. Yeah, look at that S. Look at that S. You
Yay,
see it.
motherfucker.
But we ain't talking. Well, I don't know. You did the thing. All right, sorry. I was looking at myself. I get lost in my own eyes sometimes. How you doing?
That's where me.
Um. Anyway, we're here today. We're not talking about the Super J or the Super M Superman. We're talking about the XM, as in the X Men. We're reading a list of the site's top ranking of the top X Men ever. I'm a
Right.
big X Men fan. Super Jazz thinks
I
they're
just
pretty
like
cool.
superheroes in and of themselves.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, before we get into it, as you can see, we're sharing the page so y'all can watch along with us. But before we get into it, hey, Pete, why don't you go ahead and tell them just how much of an X-Men fan you are, so we can talk about why this,
I'm
like,
a
doing this
pretty
video is so interesting.
I'm a pretty casual X Men fan. I grew up, playing a lot of the video games, watching, X Men Evolution, watched the '90s cartoon, paid very little attention to the actual plot. I did watch both of those later on in life. Around 2013, I was like, you know what? I'm a fan of this series, but I don't know how to say. I don't know how to hold a conversation with somebody, just a basic conversation that also is an X Men fan without looking like an idiot. And so I decided to take it upon myself to read let's just say a fair amount of X-Men comics. I'd say about 90% or maybe 85% of the comics released from 65 to 20 to by the time I finished it 2015 and got caught up at that time.
Every single one in order, people.
Now, mind you, that was 6 years ago that I caught up. So there's 6 years of X-Men content after that I don't really know what's going on because Marvel tried to reboot itself, like Earth 616 ain't a thing anymore, or maybe it is, I forget. But bottom line is, I'm a
Who
casual
even
X-Men
knows what
fan.
Earth 616 is
That's a
anyway?
Marvel thing in general, sir. That's the canon Marvel universe. Because you see, the comics, were Earth 616, and all the movies and video games, each one of those, they're technically canon. They're just alternate universes. It's why Rachel Gray never shows up in any of the movies, because she's the one character who seems to be unique to the multiverse.
If this,
So
if
she can't show up in the movies without them writing her in the comics to show up in a movie.
if this don't tell you everything you need to know, everybody listening, but basically, or watching, but basically, yeah. So I am a casual fan more than this motherfucker. He used to be a casual fan. You lost the casual fan title, basically.
I'm not an expert. An expert's like, hey, on page 3 of chapter 430, we cut to a crying kitty over a bloody colossus in the top panel going, Peter, no.
Now,
I can't do that.
if you fucking tell me that actually happened in one of the comics.
It maybe not issue 430. In
Oh,
fact,
okay.
definitely not issue 430. That's way too high.
Sometimes you're like,
Definitely happened at one point though. No,
really?
there was a point where I wanted to do that for a gag, and because I was gonna do some stuff where I talked about X-Men on my channel, and I wanted to be like, I'm not an X-Men, and I looked up a specific panel or something so I could be like, I'm not an expert. An expert's like, on this page we do so
And
and
then you
so.
find it. Um, but no,
But I'm not an expert. There are plenty of people that know way more than me.
so this idea was birthed from an idea last night where while me and Pete were catching up, because I just moved into a new place, and while me and Pete were just, catching up saying, hey, we can shoot videos and whatnot again, we were looking at screen sharing on Zoom, just X-Men characters, period. And then he thought it was in a specific order and it wasn't.
Oh, I was
So
so
now we're going to
mad.
look at some of the
I
specific
was so
order,
mad because that list mentioned Lockheed before they did Magneto, and I was like,
but it
what?
wasn't in any particular order.
Yeah, but now we found the ranking one apparently, or Jazz
We'll
says.
see if he agrees.
This
So
site's by rank or watchworthy apparently. And let's
now,
go. Best X-Men characters of all time.
who's number one?
Number one? Ooh. Well, if I'm going by the random viewers thing, they're probably gonna pick one of 2 or 3 people. Wolverine, who's probably
Okay.
gonna get number one.
The movies would definitely
The
probably.
most likely number one is Wolverine. If not him, then Magneto, or I want to say either Storm, Scott, or Charles. I'll say Storm because woman power.
I'm thinking,
And I love me some Aurora, my damn self.
I'm thinking number one is Professor X, just cause.
I mean, it should be. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Charles could have been one of them.
Okay.
All right, number one's Wolverine.
All right, that makes sense.
Class in 1975. James Howlett, a.k.a. Logan.
Right.
Still Logan to me, damn it.
So far, we okay with the list?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's up there. I'm perfect. I have no qualms with people ranking him number one, considering it's wide view. He's not necessarily my number one, just because he's up there. He's top 5, top 3, because I love me some Wolverine, but there are other characters I like for other reasons. He's definitely one of the coolest. Hey, it's Magneto.
Wolverine or Magneto. There you go.
Magneto, number 2. Definitely my, definitely probably my number 2 or number 1 or 2. Top 2 is for me is Magneto. So I got
Michael Fassbender playing him in the fucking First Class movie.
I like how they had the comic book picture for Wolverine and Michael Fassbender for Magneto.
But can you go wrong with Michael Fassbender though?
I mean, he was a great actor, but you can have cooler comic book pictures than that photo.
Touche. You could have cooler movie photos.
his helmet's even kind of like offline.
First Class when he first in the movie First Class when he first
puts the helmet on.
So yeah. Anyway. Okay.
Hey, Aurora.
This man knows his shit, people. He said either Wolverine, Magneto, there goes Big Storm. The first 3 is what he said. This man knows his shit.
My girl. Aurora Monroe. Don't fuck with this lady. She'll rip your fucking heart out if you push her far enough.
This is all that is needed for her powers, and that like explanation wise.
That's all she needs.
And that is like perfect, yeah.
And no power. And Storm, when she has no powers, is still fucking dangerous. There have been times in the manga where that happened. Oh no.
Were you expecting this? Apparently, he wasn't expecting that.
No, that's not even what I'm laughing about. I said there's been times in the manga where that happened.
Oh, because we just doing a DBZ review.
Yeah,
reviews that we do, yo.
All right, we got Kurt Wagner, number 4. That surprises me a little.
Are we okay with this?
I mean, I like Nightcrawler. I wouldn't put him number 5. I wouldn't put him in my top 5, but fair enough. I thought Gambit would definitely end up there, not for random people, but no, Kurt's awesome.
Now, bro. If I scroll down and Gambit is number 5, I'm gonna be like, okay, in this video, because you guessed the top 3 straight out. That's incredible. Like, but he's a casual fan. It's like my nuts. All right, who's number 5? Gambit.
Shit, I don't fucking know, man. Nightcrawler's this high. That's my point when I said the Gambit thing. I thought I knew what the masters liked, but I don't. Nightcrawler. You know what? Fuck it. Gambit. Why not? Okay. Iceman. All right. I love me some Bobby Drake. Robert Louis Drake over here, a.k.a. Bobby. Omega level mutant Iceman.
Level, goddamn.
Yeah, no, yeah. He's fucking ridiculous. Because create and manipulate ice is very loose a term of what he can actually do. Piotr this high? Let's go, Pete. Rasputin.
How do you pronounce his name?
Piotr. It's Peter, but Russian. Hence the Peter in quotes. Piotr I can't pronounce his middle name, but it's pretty much Nicholas in Russian as well. And Rasputin for the last name.
All right.
Fucking awesome. I like how, damn, the whole fucking, with the exception of and Iceman. I'm about to say, the whole fucking class of, 75 made it up this high. That's awesome. All right, Scott's got to be into top 10 somewhere. I'm gonna be sad if he's not.
So we just finished the top 5. Now we're starting like the second half of the top 5.
Yeah, if I don't see no Scott or Beast or something in the top 10, there's for
Gray would make one of them.
Gene, yeah. Charles.
That makes sense.
Charles needs to be here. We need more of the OGs. The OG himself, Charles. Professor Charles Francis Xavier, as it says. Then we got Jean.
I'm about to say, you would think
we got Jean.
One of them.
Yeah. She ain't one of my top 5, but she definitely should be on this list at the top 5. Gambit. Top number 9.
Cyclops has not shown up yet. How do we feel about that?
I'm upset. He's the main character. He's the main character.
He's the main character of X-Men, period?
Technically, there's no real main character.
That's what I thought, right?
It's more the mutant dream, but when you think about it, like, a lot of the story revolves around this guy himself, because he's been around for fucking ever. If we meet people with random family members, it's Scott's family members. If we meet stuff like this, it's like Scott. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Scott's the main character. But
like all of X-Men,
in my opinion, but
okay.
But he died at one point. He can't be. Yeah, well, you know.
See,
like I said,
right here,
if anybody it's him or Charles.
This is Gambit's real power.
Mm-hmm.
Yet people think that
it's throwing cards,
manipulate cards that explode. It's like, no, he just keeps cards around to put the energy in them and have them explode.
Exactly. He can blow up anything if he wants. Just charge it with its own innate kinetic energy.
Yeah. So
also, he can kind of hypnotize. He, like they said, he's a hypnotic charm with his eyes, which goes with his smooth talking anyway.
It makes sense why somebody who would be that like smooth and like playerish would have a hypnotic charm, but like, yeah, the man could touch like a side of a fucking building or some shit if he wanted to and have a piece of it explode, right?
Or the whole building if he wants, if he charges it long enough.
Because isn't it Jubilee's stuff is instant, his is timed?
Jubilee's is like little small, like, I don't know the exact explanation for it, but it's like explosions, pretty much, that look like fireworks. They're like small, like plasma explosions that look like fireworks. I know at one point in the comics in Gen X, Emma Frost, while like training Jubilee, like theorized that if she actually got her powers to like max potential and using them, she had the potential to cause said explosions on a subatomic level. For any people out there that don't know, when you explode an atom, you know, when you split an atom, shit happens very bad, like, you know, atom bombs. That's kind of how they're done. So she had that potential at one point. Now she's a fucking vampire, and no powers.
All right, so what we saying? Number 10. If number 10 is not Cyclops, then what?
I'm upset, but I get it. How about that?
Psylocke.
Yeah. Titties.
Probably, but the best.
And don't get me wrong, Psylocke is one of my favorite characters too.
But that's the reason why you think that she got picked on. But like, the best X-Men character of all time is somebody who's not even that well known.
Oh, what are you talking about? She was in one of the movies recently and had like 3 lines and cut a car in half and did nothing else. I think Betsy deserved more than what she got in that movie, but you know, it is what it is.
Olivia Munn looked great playing her though. Like that was a perfect casting choice. As far as like look wise. Who's number 11? Because now we're out of the top 10.
Rogue. Beast. All right, that's fine.
Bruh, all these fucking images of motherfuckers like Crotchy's face in the camera. I thought it was just like ass. Like, look.
Look at it. Look at my furry blue ball. Hank. Good old Hank. Hank McCoy. There he is. Scott.
Number 12.
All
below
right.
Psylocke. Below Gambit. Don't care?
It's what the public believes, okay?
That's,
Scott has done some questionable things, so I kind of get it, but that's also why, as a character, he has moved up on my list for stuff. Just because of the character development. Because reading 60 years worth of comics, I liked the development the guy had over the years, and by the time he got to the point that he's at in this picture, I'm like, I understood everything he was saying.
Oh, don't worry, people. We're going to get to something that's going to make him upset. That's what we're looking for.
Oh, I'm sure. Hey, there's Rogue. Where can my
That's
camera?
A weird picture. Is it just me, or does her like backbone or waist look weird in that picture?
Kind of weird, but I don't know if you can see in the top corner of my thing next to Kenpachi, I got a Rogue up there.
You can't really make it out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Couldn't make out with her anyway.
Shadowcat.
Kitty. Catherine Kitty Pride.
Why is she
with Lockheed?
The fucking Lockheed, like
that's her pet dragon, man.
Why she holding that bitch by the tail though?
Why not? He don't seem to like it anyway, so clearly.
Doesn't look comfortable at all.
Like I said, he don't seem to like it if you look at his face. But yeah,
She can walk
Catherine.
on air. When the fuck did that happen?
Well, because she like phases through the molecules within the air itself and walks on them. So pretty much 1980s, around the time she was introduced.
Okay.
So forever.
Who's rounding out the top 15?
Let's see. We've hit all the big names, haven't we? Mystique.
Yeah, we haven't hit Mystique yet. Oh shit! This dude knows his shit, people.
I'm like,
This dude knows his shit. He knows his shit, y'all.
now I'm surprised. I will
Guess
say,
the top 3. Like that was crazy. But anyway,
yeah, I'm surprised that since this is, I guess it must not be a popularity thing. Because if this was a popularity thing, I'm surprised Deadpool hadn't been mentioned yet. Because we're doing X-Men characters and not necessarily people who were part of the X-Men.
I mean, Deadpool, that gray area Deadpool being an X-Men, not an X-Men.
Well, he's still an X-Men character regardless of whether or not he was in the team. And with this being, best X-Men characters, I'm just surprised that
Where the fuck was this picture taken from is my question.
one of the comics. Probably a cover. Might have actually been a cover of a Mystique comic.
Okay.
Because she did have her own little side series. One of the things that I didn't read, because I couldn't read every single side series. I read a lot of side series, but not every single one.
I don't know why they don't have like the explanation of her name and her powers.
Raven Darkholme. She's a shapeshifter.
I mean, I know.
And mother of
Her
Nightcrawler.
name. I didn't know her name, but I knew her powers and shit. I just don't know why they don't have them up here.
Yeah, mother of Nightcrawler. She was cheating on her husband and fucked a dude who turned out to be a demon, who was also a shapeshifter.
I'll be damned. Cable.
Nathan Christopher Charles Dayspring Summers. He's pretty cool. Hey, there he is, top
He's
20.
not a fucking X. Anyway.
It's an X-Men character, yes. He's introduced in New Mutants, which is all about X-Men characters.
This is from the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Mm-hmm. Where he did a damn good job.
Oh, hell yeah.
Emma. We got Emma Frost.
Damn, speaking of titties, goddamn, this looks
Yeah.
like Jesus Christ.
She is notoriously, like, most of the time scantily clad.
Like damn near naked. Even for comics, like good lord.
I think that's about the least I've seen her where that is definitely a very specific picture. Usually she has something in, covering the midriff area at least. Like covering this part. Like, even if it's just like a thin fucking line, she usually has something there. But it is what it is.
This would be something if I was watching and somebody walked in, I'd be like, it's not what it looks like.
Like, it's exactly what it looks like. Why do you think Scott ended up cheating on Jean to mindfucker? My boy Warren! I'm surprised he's this high. I didn't think other people liked Warren Kenneth Worthington as much as I did.
All he can do is fly.
Nigga, you don't know shit. Well, at first. But he's been through some shit, okay? Also, he can heal people with his blood. Also, the whole Archangel shit.
The Archangel thing is probably what made a lot of people love him.
It definitely took him to like the next level. Because I always liked the character. Like so full disclosure, reading the comics and stuff. At first, growing up, Archangel looked cool, but that's all I knew. Reading the comics, when I finally decided to, early on, I'm like, I'm with you. Where it's like, he doesn't really do much. But Scott and Jean, early in the comics, got so fucking annoying with their will they, won't they shit that they immediately moved to the bottom of my favorite characters in the series. Because they were both like, Scott's like, I really want to date Jean, but I have laser beams coming out of my eyes. I'm too dangerous for everybody. I really want to date Scott, but I feel like he doesn't want to date anybody because he's got laser beams coming out his eyes. Well, Scott, won't you talk to me? Meanwhile, Warren's like, bitch, I got these beautiful, well, not necessarily in this picture, but these feathery ass, literally angel-like wings. I'm made of money. and I want you too, and I'm telling you that. And she's like, but Scott's got lasers coming out of his eyes, and he's depressed all the time. I want to be with Scott. And eventually he just says, fuck this shit, I'm getting some other girl that wants to be with me. And he did, and I appreciated him for that. And I ended up liking him, like I said, because he's been through some shit throughout the story. So I also like Warren. So that's why I was like, my boy, Warren Worthington. But I also said I'm surprised he was Warren Kenneth Worthington III. Yes. I was surprised that he made it to top 20, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
And his reveal in the movie was dope because he was like hooked up to the hospital bed or some shit, and he hops out the bed and opens the window. The wings expand, and then he like jumps out, and
wings are fucking beautiful. Like if I got stuck with a mutant power and it couldn't have been one of the like cooler, Wolverine or Magneto or shit. If all I got was some fucking Warren wings, I'd be perfectly fine with it.
I mean, shit. One of the biggest things that every human wants to do is the ability to flight. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's rounding out the top 20?
Juggy.
Juggernaut.
Yeah. Havoc. Oh, because he was in the movies. That makes sense.
I was about to say Havoc was not that well known. I would assume.
Alex. Well, he was in the movies. He was in First Class and Days of Future Past, and he died in.
I was about to say he wasn't
one of the movies.
He didn't have that big of a part in either of those.
He had a bigger part than Scott in both of them.
Yeah.
Remember, the movies made Scott the younger brother.
That's true. But he had a.
They also made their parents alive, but they still made Scott not be able to control his eye beams, which doesn't make sense because the whole reason he can't control them is because he has literal brain damage from falling out of a plane and landing on his head when his parents died. But if his parents are alive, he should be able to control the eye beams. That's all I'm saying. That was one of the things with Age of Apocalypse, or I think it was Age of Apocalypse that he showed up in. Yeah, that was one of the things with Age of Apocalypse where I was like, because at first when I got done watching Age of Apocalypse, I was like, that was a solid movie. I have some questions because my friends were like, you've read so many X-Men comics. How did you feel about the movie? It was solid. It was a very good, solid watch. I had some questions, but it was a solid watch. And they're like, well, questions like what? Well, 30 minutes later, I didn't like this movie.
That always be so funny when you think you like a movie, and the more you think it, the more you're like, wait.
I'm like, it was fun enough to watch it, and then 30 minutes later, I'm like, and furthermore, why do you fucking do this? Anywho.
Right. No, but I was saying that Havoc was definitely in the movie and had a bigger part than Psylocke. So I'll give you that. Mm-hmm. And Psylocke is more popular than Havoc. So
yeah. Havoc does not need to be on this top 20 list, in my opinion. But I guess because of movies, they put him there. Because he's recognizable.
Who's starting? Who's after the top 20?
I don't know. I wanted to say Juggy, but we got fucking Havoc this high. I'll go with Victor Sabretooth.
X23.
Laura, that makes sense.
More crotch shots.
It's like that's part of it. Also, she was a very memorable part of Logan, even though they made her 8 in that movie for whatever fucking reason.
I was not a fan of Logan.
Really?
That's a whole another conversation for another
Fair
time.
enough.
Far into it, but no. I had issues with that movie, man. It was okay, but I
thought it was solid. I enjoyed the action, but I also, because of the way I responded to Age of Apocalypse, I was like, I enjoyed the action and stuff like that. It was a solid watch. Please don't ask me further because I don't want to ruin. I don't want to tug at the strings that are easily in my head. Like, why did they make this choice? Why did they make that choice? Because it would just. I didn't think it would because they did make some choices that I liked or I thought was intriguing, like the whole thing with Charles. I liked the idea of that. Not necessarily the execution, but I did like the idea of it. But yeah, we can move on.
Yeah,
You are the first person I've come across that just hated that movie.
I mean, I didn't hate it. No. I thought the acting was solid, but I had issues with the story.
Fair enough.
Magic.
Colossus's little sister, that also surprises me that she's this high.
This is. As far as majority of people, who the fuck really know like
I don't know, especially since that New Mutant movie keeps getting canceled. And I know they were gonna try to make her the main character of it or some shit. But yeah, I have no idea who knows her outside of people that read the comics. But at least I have a better idea that apparently people who are doing this list read the comics. And I'm not. And again, I'm pleasantly surprised she's this high. I would not have expected it myself because I do like Ilyana.
Bishop,
Lucas, oh Luke, Lucas Bishop.
Right. Like you can't say his power is his gun. he's just good at shooting.
I remember when I was younger and I found out Bishop's real name was Lucas Bishop. I'm like, that's some lazy. Well, that's not a real last name, Bishop. Little did I know there was an actor that I was a fan of whose real name was Eric Bishop, and Mr. Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you.
So it is a real last name, but it's kind of like when I saw that Lex Lumpkin kid on Nickelodeon football thing the other couple weeks ago, and I'm like, Lumpkin's not a real last name. Talked to my mom, she's like, I want you to talk to a friend of mine. Her last name is Lumpkin, and I'm like, what? That's a real last name? I totally thought that was just a stage name.
Every time you do your mom, your impression of your mom is so funny. Anyway.
All right.
Jubilee's
this high? Awesome. Jubilation Lee.
The
classic.
What is going on here? What?
That's a character, if I remember correctly. I don't remember her name, but yes. Oh, actually, shit, that might be No Girl. Remember last night we saw a thing with someone called No Girl? I think that might be No Girl. I could be wrong, though. That might also just be a completely separate thing. But I want to say No Girl might be a brain in a jar. She's either invisible or a brain in a jar. That's Gambit. That's North Star and Gambit behind her.
North Star, okay.
Good old Jubilee.
Jubilation Lee, yep.
She a vampire now. Yeah, plasmoids. Yeah, sorry, when I said plasma earlier. Projects and controls explosive plasmoids.
Domino, really?
Yeah, I'm more shocked by like some of these things, like, but not this. I haven't seen one that made me mad yet, because I like these characters, but there are. I will say I'm kind of mad I haven't seen Juggy or Victor yet, but okay.
Probability manipulation, like we were talking about last night on the video we didn't record, basically saying that, yay, I'm lucky.
Yeah, she's broken as shit, but they don't let her be. She's a broken kid. I am the Hulk now, she says. A name I swear I never had. What? I don't remember this panel. I'll tell you that. But when Domino's like, I am the Hulk now. Wait, what? Let me read this comic.
Like you say in the movies, Zazie Bates played her, and it was a black woman with a white, a white woman with a black dot. Yeah. Apocalypse.
In Sabanur.
Really? Apocalypse, really?
It's the homie, man.
What's in Sabnu or whatever, which means like
the first one.
The first one. I was like, I knew it was a something one.
Yeah, a homie.
He did not look this buff and big.
Oh no, they made him look old as shit, which made me kind of sad. Like that was one of the things I was kind of excited for that movie because I thought I'd be seeing this motherfucker on screen.
Remember everybody?
Not Ivan Ooze.
I was about to say, yeah, everybody was joking because he looked like Ivan Ooze. Motherfucker was even. I smell teenagers looking at us.
Yeah, right. Oh God, Juggy, teach me how to Juggy. No, seriously, I want to be this buff.
Goddamn, teach me how to Juggy. Teach me how to Juggy. All right, Polaris.
Lorna Dane, let's go. I love me some Magneto. Of course, I love me some Lorna.
I thought they had just stopped giving motherfuckers names and abilities because no name ability, no name and ability.
By the way, Juggernaut's came Marco. And then we got Lorna Dane here. A homegirl. She had a good amount of the time in the comics where I wasn't that big a fan of what they were doing with her, but at the end of the day, I love me Magneto. I love me the Magneto power set. And Lorna's cool too. Why is Forge this high? All right.
The games, maybe?
Maybe. Because this dude ain't been in a movie. At least Lorna's had a fucking TV show.
But I was saying maybe in the games because when you're on the base in the
No, I agreed. I'm like, it could be the games. I'm just surprised he's this high.
Good point. Who is number 30?
I'm gonna say Victor till I see him. Mirage. Oh, Danny Moonstar. Awesome. Again, pleasantly surprised. Surprised nonetheless, but pleasantly surprised. Oh, Danny Moonstar.
Sensing upcoming death. She got a spider sense. Oh, shout out to the ringtone.
Fucking bill collectors ringing my phone hard today.
Fun fact, little random side note. I watched battle rap on YouTube, and there's a battle rapper who's actually really fucking good, and his name is Bill Collector.
Huh. Nice.
But no,
because he's gonna take all your money.
She can sense upcoming death, so she has a fucking spider sense.
She has a lot of stuff. Her powers change so much throughout the series, and then she gets depowered by M-Day anyway, so.
Moonstar sense is tingling.
Blink
was very, very unsuspectingly in Days of Future Past.
Right?
I was like, of all the characters, it made sense. But I was like, of all the characters?
Yeah. You see her, like, doing her fucking blink daggers like they're Wolverine claws, or X-23 claws, as it were. Which are also Wolverine claws, because there's a while where X-23 was Wolverine when he died. He's back, though.
I think they said the original Days of Future Past comic, and you said you read it, so maybe you read this one also. But in original Days of Future comic, it's supposed to be that Shadowcat goes back in time, right?
Yes, Kitty goes back in time. Rachel, who I mentioned earlier, is the one who sent her back in time. And they couldn't use Rachel in the movie for aforementioned reasons, but that's why they made Kitty send Wolverine back in the past, even though Kitty's powers don't work that way. That was one of my few problems with that movie.
Days of Future Past is an amazing movie. That's the best.
It was solid. Like I said, it's one of my few problems with that movie because it took me and I hated myself because it took me out of it early. I'm like, why is Kitty sending him back into the past? Why not just have Charles do it? He's too old now. But fucking make up a telepath. I get why you can't use Rachel. Just be like, I'm the movie telepath. Literally, that's what happened with Rachel. That's why Rachel was the one to do it. They literally made up Rachel for the Days of Future Past storyline, and then she eventually, came into the main story.
I also saw it as they had Wolverine do it and not Kitty Pryde because Hugh Jackman's portrayal of Wolverine was that much more popular by that time.
I get it. No, I'm not mad that Kitty wasn't the one to be sent to the past. I was mad that she was the one sending him to the past.
How in the fuck, right?
Because her powers don't work that way. Sunspot, Roberto Acosta. No, is it Roberto Acosta? I want to say it's Roberto Acosta. He's from Brazil. Hey, Rachel!
Phoenix 2.
Marvel Girl, Phoenix 2, Rachel Ann Summers / Gray.
She look like she going through some shit in this picture.
Yeah, she went through some shit. Her whole family got killed because they were related to Jean. By the Shi'ar, who I mentioned to you. Because they don't like the Phoenix Force over there in the Shi'ar. They realized the Phoenix Force likes the Grey family. So when she finally got to meet her family, because, she comes from the Days of Future Past universe where everybody was dead anyway. She finally got to meet them in, the current timeline. And shortly after, the Shi'ar are like, fuck everything Grey, kill them all.
Well, I guess you could say after all the bloodshed, there was 50 Shades of Grey in that room. Okay. Say, there you go.
Victor Creed.
What the hell? This the picture we use. Wait a minute. Drop the motherfucker out. Hold on. No.
Why? Why? Why you gotta do the homie like that?
Wait a minute. I actually had a tear or two from laughing at this bullshit. Wait a minute. Hold on. What? Of all the... Wait. Okay. All right. Flag on the plane.
You couldn't even use the fucking movie version? You did it for Magneto. No, you get a random fucking cosplayer.
Oh, hey, and yo, no hate to this dude who is cosplaying as Sabretooth. Just hate to the fact that they randomly chose this guy.
Right?
Oh my god. What
Of all the pictures. Of all the pictures!
what the hell just happened? I actually had a tear or two from laughing at that
Oh
shit.
man, no, same.
What the fuck?
Same.
Bro, are they playing karaoke in the background? What is happening?
Yeah, I think so. Is that you knocking?
Get that off. Yeah, that was me. Get
Jamie
that off.
Madrox, I'm pretty sure his last name is.
We need to get
The
that off.
multiple man.
That's what. Okay. Yeah.
He can clone himself. He was in X3 The Last Stand. Yeah, Jamie Madrox, I was right.
This picture is long as shit. Look at this. Why was it that long?
Who knows where they're getting their pictures, man? Once that Hope, okay. The super baby mutant messiah thing that Bishop really wanted to kill at one time. She's broken as all shit.
They're gonna give her an actual fucking like
No, that's her name.
hero name, a superhero name.
Nah.
Oh, uncreative ass bitches. Anyway,
Well, Summers isn't really her actual last name. She just kind of took it because Cable's like her adoptive power. Warpath's this high? Fair.
37 is not super high.
Well, I also don't know how long this list goes.
Well, and then so the list from last night of just all the characters.
That shit went to like 100.
No, I kept looking after you left. It went to like 234.
Jesus.
Yeah. So if this is 234, then this is high out of 234 people.
True. But I'm also trying to think of who I would rank above. And I'll probably see somebody where I'm like, okay, they need to be above Warpath. Banshee's not that dude. I love me some Banshee, but I love me some Sean Cassidy. His cousin Black Tom Cassidy's all right. But I love me some Sean Cassidy, but
Yo freeze of like really. No.
but yeah, what's his name?
Like,
Warpath. I'd put Warpath above Banshee, yeah. I mean, look at Warpath. It just looks cool. Sam!
I bet he's great at pool parties.
Cause Cannonball. Samuel Guthrie. Coming out
Body
here.
expels thermochemical energy to create personal force field and a blast of thrust for flight and kinetic blast. In other words, he could just shoot himself.
Yeah, and he's invulnerable while he's doing it. They say that a lot in the old comics, like, because he'll, like, get hit while he's, like, flying through the air, and he'll have a thing where he's like, lucky I'm invulnerable while I'm blasting. I got this going on. And what? And you're like, why give him that kind of accent? Because that's the kind of accent he has.
No, I'm saying, so do they write his dialogue phonetically?
Yes.
Okay.
They write a lot of people. They write a lot of people's phonetically and with
That's how they should, so
stuff.
you know how they're talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm doing this. He definitely says "I" instead of "I'm." Same with Rogue.
Who's number 40?
Who are we missing? What? I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say a random name. Where's Sebastian Shaw at? He was in a movie and he ain't been mentioned yet.
That's some fucking Deadpool. I'm not really an X-Men. But anyway.
So what? Sebastian Shaw at the Hellfire Club?
He was part of X-Men?
He's an X-Men character. He's an X-Men character? You think Victor Creed was ever part of the X-Men? He's a villain.
Good point. No, you win because Juggernaut wasn't either. You win.
Well, Juggy was an X-Men at one point.
Oh, okay.
Hell, Victor might have been. Mr. Sinister. He definitely was never an X-Men. But all right, we got Nathaniel Essex over here.
This is the picture they showed?
I don't remember. I remember reading this panel. I can't tell you when it was, but it definitely happened at some point.
Wasn't he supposed to have like a red suit with like metal skin or some shit?
Blue suit, white skin, red diamond on his head. And this guy, and red eyes. He's got the red eyes and the red diamond. But this might be like Marvel Ultimate or some shit.
Got a sinister tattoo.
Yeah, but I say this might be Marvel Ultimate or some shit where they were like...
He's not saying a fucking thing.
They just deleted the words. Because he probably said something he shouldn't be saying.
Like, fuck you or something.
Or maybe dropping an N-bomb. But then again, we already passed up Kitty.
She dropped the N-bomb?
Well, you see, X-Men is an allegory for racism. a lot of the stuff that happens. And at one point, some people tried to accuse her of being a mutant, and they used a black dude was like, "You're not some dirty stinking mutie." She's like, "I don't know. Are you a?" And he's like, "What?" She's like, "Well, I'm just trying to explain to you that words can hurt people, and you should probably be careful what words you use."
But there's a difference. Wait a minute, hold
but
on.
to them, the idea is to them it's the same.
I get it.
The idea is to them it's the same.
But she actually like dropped the N-bomb. Okay.
Oh yeah, she just was like, "I don't know. Are you this?" Like, damn, calm down, Kitty. Kitty's got claws. Allison, no, not Allison. Allison Blair, is that Dazzler? I want to say Allison Blair's her name.
The dramatic debut.
Yeah. You know who they were fighting? The Hellfire Club.
So you're saying
headed by Sebastian Shaw.
Allison Blair.
This is like near the climax of the Phoenix saga. She and Kitty debuted like within a couple issues of one another. Bro, in fact, Scott and Jean leave this club to try and go save Kitty, Storm, and the others.
I just want to say, so 1979, right? Old school comics. Look at how amazing the fucking artwork is in this shit, man.
Yeah, dog. The Claremont era is godlike.
Look at this. The fucking, you could trace the fucking mic cord, dude. That's crazy. That's just detail.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Firestar. What? And then again, I guess she had that time on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and shit, but okay.
That was a dumbass fucking show. I've watched that show.
Yeah, it was Spider-Man, Iceman, and Firestar.
Which is just because they wanted ice and fire.
Which is funny because I don't know that much shit that she does in the comics. Like, you didn't see me go, "Oh, hey, it's Jenny," or whatever the hell her name is, because I don't know it. I'm not even going to pretend. I should, but I didn't watch Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Sunfire Yoshida was his last name. Shiro Yoshida.
Pick they chose? That's an interesting pick.
Age of Apocalypse, Sunfire.
Shiro
Yoshida. Yep.
Sounds like Hikaru Shida. From AEW, for those of y'all who don't know.
Hikaru Shida.
Ibn thinks that my brother thinks that Hikaru Shida is one of the most beautiful wrestlers wrestling today.
Most beautiful wrestlers wrestling today? If she's listening, then sure, hit me up. But there may be quote unquote hotter out there, but I would perfectly be okay with the Hikaru Shida. She is an attractive woman. Anyways, Stepford Cuckoos, especially when she started dressing like Tifa for her fucking wrestling gear. What?
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. They grouped all of them together
because they have like a hive mind, and then eventually two of them die due to reasons, and there's just another one left. But yeah, the Cuckoos, Emma Frost's apprentices,
diamond hearts. So does that mean like if you stab them in the heart, it's gonna like?
I don't fucking know, man. Maybe. I don't know what that's in reference to.
Wolfsbane.
Rand Sinclair, I don't know how to pronounce it, but one of the New Mutants with Sam and Sunspot and Danny. She turns into a fucking werewolf.
Some bubble blowing motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. From that side picture, that could be pretty much anybody. Pixie, we talked about her last night. That was hilarious with the bug wing thing. And I was like, you're like, who's next? I don't know. Maybe the bug wing chick from the movie Angel. You're like, really? And then it's Pixie, who not last that night. Same character, but definitely.
Video we didn't post, Joe.
Yeah, well, because we weren't recording it.
We weren't recording, right?
We were just talking.
Armor,
cool. Hisako Ichiki, or whatever her last name is, but definitely Hisako. Long shot. What? The fuck out
Crotch
of here.
shot. Look at it. Incredible luck. Okay. All right. Number 4. Oh, North Star.
All right. Didn't expect him to be this high.
We talked about last night the first openly gay character that had a gay wedding in the whole X-Men series.
Mm-hmm. Openly gay, and then had a gay wedding around 2005. Mm-hmm. They had a big save-the-date advertising campaign for it and everything. Married a black guy.
Oh, word. Oh, they were really fucking doing some progressive shit. Way before progressive was a thing. Interracial gay couple. Well, okay. What is number 50?
Well, if they're not gonna put Sebastian Shaw by now. I'm trying to think. I wonder if they count the shit. It's hard, man. There's a lot of fucking characters in the X-Men universe. And I stop it. Whenever I go Alright, so let me think. I'm gonna think. You know what? Let me get nobody likes Toad. I was gonna say try to think old school. You know what? Put fucking Quicksilver.
Watch it be Sebastian Shaw.
I'll be okay with that. Siren, Banshee's sister, Teresa. Oh no, daughter, not sister.
That makes sense. Yeah, his daughter would be Siren, Banshee Siren. Pyro. All right. We're gonna start doing some skipping. So, once we hit 55, we're gonna start doing a little bit of skipping, so we don't like go through this and this video is long as shit. So,
I don't think it'd be this high. Chamber. See, that's what his mouth looks like. Because last night he had it. The picture had him covered.
You said it's just constant energy around it.
Yeah, that's what he looks.
Looking dude too.
Huh?
It was also a different looking guy too.
Yeah, well, artwork. Husk, Sam's sister, sheds her skin. Paige sheds her skin and can change her molecular. See, all right. I almost said Gladiator for 50. But I'm like, nah, there ain't no way Gladiator's gonna be this high. But sure, hey, 54, I'll take it.
54 is four down from 50, so there you go.
Fucking Gladiator. Fucking
Hey,
Superman.
I'm just saying, I happen to notice that dude is packing. Anyway.
Shi'ar Superman. Weapon 13 himself, Phantom X.
All right. Who is 75? Because the video can't be long as shit for.
I mean, how fucking long is this list? Yeah, I'm surprised we're still going. 75. Rock slide.
Y'all don't get that, but joke last night we were just looking at characters. Who's this number? Rock slide. Who's this? Rock slide.
Because of how fucking random the list it was. I'm like, rock slide. Why not? I don't fucking know.
75 is rock slide?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Shouldn't be that high. Boom boom. Cool.
You could dial her for murder.
Ha. That was also said a lot last night. Warlock. Cool. Magma. All right. No. Thunderbird does not need to be above half these people.
When they said her name in the Deadpool movie, I thought they were just making it up for the movie until I realized
she was in like 3 or 4 panels in the comic, in all honesty. All right, that's the list. There is no 75.
Damn.
All right. It goes up to 64. What a random number. By the way, numbers 62 through 64 definitely need to be higher than number 61. Number 61 should not be on this list. He was around for 2 issues and died. Of his own fucking stupidity. The worst thing is that's the only one they did that to. He's the only one that got that for a picture.
Okay, all that being
everybody else got comic things, and Michael Fassbender got to be Magneto for the picture. Sabretooth's a random fucking cosplay.
All right, so the top 10.
Top 10, I would put.
We got Psylocke, we got Gambit, we got Jean Grey, Marvel Girl, Phoenix, we got Professor X, we got Colossus, Iceman, Nightcrawler, Storm, you guessed the top 3 crazy. Magneto and Wolverine. How do we feel about the top 10?
I like the top 10 choices. That obviously the top 3. I assume they'd be who they are, and they were. Scroll back down. Nightcrawler wouldn't be in my top 10, I don't think, but I'm not surprised he's there. Bobby would probably. Colossus either, for that matter, or Jean. But I understand why they picked the people they did for the top 10.
For the sake of making the video not super duper crazy long, so what would, if you think you can tell what your top 10 would probably be off there?
Nope.
Okay, need more time.
There's a lot of characters, but I might do something like that for my own other side content. Aha.
But yo, hey, thank y'all for watching. We might do a little more like this. I happen to like Static Shock, so, and I did watch a lot of every episode of Static Shock years ago, so we might do it with that. We might do this with some other shit like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I fucking watched a lot of that shit, so maybe we'll do that. Pete don't know shit about battle rappers, but that might be something because I watch it, with that and shit. We could probably do One Piece characters since Pete loved One Piece. We just might do more like, how do you feel about top 10 lists of whatever shit? We might fucking do top 10 cereals. This might be a thing. So yeah. But that being said, love y'all. Y'all the shit. Please keep watching. And I guess this is part where we plug our stuff. So if you want to follow your boy, check me out. That on all my socials, I am on Twitter, Superjaz, SUPERJAZ 2. You can find me on Instagram, Forever Superjaz, spelled correctly, all one word. Go ahead and check me out on Facebook, Superjaz, SUPERJAZ, like it on Facebook. And you can check out 20 Something, which is the debut album by my group Same Difference. Check out the EP, Too Much Free Time, everything spelled correctly. Or you can wait and check out the debut album by yours truly, which is going to be called My Secret Identity, which should be dropping very, very soon. What's up with you, Pete?
Well, y'all guys know where you can find me. You're watching this on my channel after all. But aside from that, you can watch me at twitch.tv/Giotavi. That's Giotavi. I'm streaming every day in 2021. That's right, I said instead of every, because that's kind of just to be silly like that. But every day, 2021, I'm trying to stream every day. Hopefully it works out. But yeah, you can catch me. I'm doing good so far. But yeah, find me there. Otherwise, like, subscribe, find stuff out here. Out of YouTube, I don't need to tell you to like and subscribe. Click that bell for the icon and when you want to be notified. Everybody says that. You already know that that's what you can do if you like it. So yeah, and there you go. Let us know in the comments if you got any other ideas for stuff for us to do. That's always cool. And yeah, you guys have a good one. Adiosness. Thank you for watching me today. If you want some more videos, well then